The system is involved with things that do absolutely no good for the health of the country. Going over to a country, invading, dropping millions and billions of dollars worth of bombs on that country does nothing for the economic health of the United States of America. And besides the, just the ethical and moral health of the people living here. And the stuff that goes on with Wall Street, it's the same thing. I have just many people that I talk to that are so fed up with listening to this stuff about these guys who we bailed out getting $400 billion bonuses. It's the same thing. You have created this system where people basically who just rob from other people are rewarded. They're robbing from people. They're not producing any product whatsoever. And they're being rewarded, and they're not really being punished. They're being paid, these companies continue to thrive that do absolutely really nothing for the health of our country. The long-term health. It's just empty wealth is what you have, and people are fed up with that just as much as they're fed up with the war. And Obama pretended or made a big speech about this isn't going to go on, but daily we see this guy this company we bailed out got they're only going to pay $50 million bonuses instead of $100. Why are they getting any bonus when the taxpayer paid for their bonus? Okay, basically we paid for their bonus, and they ran their company poorly. That's the most ludicrous thing of this whole thing. They let their company go down the tubes. We bailed them out, and now they're giving themselves a bonus for doing a poor job. It's beyond the pale. It's so ridiculous, and people are fed up with that, but they don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. I think this is a viable alternative. People just have to realize that it's a possibility, and that many countries survive without these things that we've taken, that we've decided, well, geez, you kind of have to have this. You have to have this bloated military. You have to have this, stock market and all this stuff, and it's not necessary for the survival of a country.
You talked about these other countries that are small and as rich or richer than we are. But most of the richest ones are the small ones. For instance, what are they? They're Switzerland, Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Sweden hasn't had a war in 200 years. And I lived in Sweden for a year, and the standard of living there is higher than what we have here.
Yeah, I don't think Switzerland's been involved in a military conflict since 1500 or yeah. In the 1500s or something. Yeah.
and I don't even like to say wealthy countries, because I don't think really that's important. I think you should say healthy countries, because anytime they do one of these surveys, infant mortality and domestic abuse, these are countries that have a very small amount of this. Okay, this is another thing in the United States. All these things, we take the industrialized countries, the 10 or 15 that they always poll, France, Spain, England, Norway, all these countries. We're at the bottom in almost all these categories. You really don't want to be at the bottom. Infant mortality, we're incredibly high. Suicide, we're incredibly high. People being treated for depression, we're incredibly high. Why? Why, if we're the greatest country on earth, are we at the bottom of that? So we are not, as despite what everybody says, it doesn't seem that we are the greatest country on earth, that there's so many people that have so many problems, and all these other countries who have money, if that's what you value, who are doing okay, who are eating, who are living their lives, enjoying themselves, don't have these things, or they don't have near the rate of all these problems that we have in our country with basically mental health. It's mental health issues.
Yeah, it just makes me think of a song by the Nick Casarina Trio. It's called The Protest Song. You feel nothing close to free. We don't even realize that we're not really free. We're on the delusion of freedom. But Vermont, we could be free. I mean, really free. I mean, I put this out to the youth, and I hope a lot of the youth are watching this, because if they really want freedom, then this movement is where they need to be. They need to get involved.
You've spoken a lot about songs. Do you have a musical background?
No, absolutely not. No, I just had a website background, and I was able to set up the system so that we could give the voices back to the musician. The musicians are the ones who are going to set us free, because they've been muted by the, the radio stations don't play local music. They're playing corporate playlists and national playlists, and it's all nationalized. It's not songs about what it's like to live in Vermont, like songs like Dwayne Carlton, The Ballad of Horace Green is about a Vermont dairy farmer, or his song The Stars of Caledonia, or there's songs about I-91, driving down I-91 from the Michael Hahn Band, and there's songs about Route 7. It's what it is to, what it's like to live here. That's what they're singing about, and some of them get political. It's fantastic, because it's just sad, when you hear a radio station say, we're supporting local communities and everything, and then they just play, Travis Tritt song or a nationalized song. It's kind of sad. You got local musicians.
Buy local. These are local musicians.
Yeah, it's local music. It's Vermont-made music. That's the key, and I think the musicians will help set us free, because music is very emotional, and they need to have a voice, and they're the ones who are going to do it for us. They have to be.
There's one song that you played that you play on your radio station. 200 Years is Enough.
200 Years is Long Enough by Pete Sutherland.
By Pete Sutherland.
Yeah. That's a fantastic song. 200 years is long enough. We've done our part. We've served the Union well. It's time. It's time to secede. Come all you woodchucks and all you freedom lovers, stand up. Let's just do it. And it's a good song. If you guys, it's in the top 20. I think it's number 10 right now at Free Vermont Radio. So.
And today it should be updated to 230 years is enough.
Yeah.
When is it really going to be enough?
Yeah.
And when are people going to wake up?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
So then questions come to mind. Why not work with our current congressional delegation to try to fix the system?
Well, okay. Congressman Welch just kind of does whatever Leahy and Sanders wants him to do. Leahy is a prostitute for the empire. He talks about war, anti-war and everything, but yet Dynamics, he comes in and does the promotion for the, getting the contract from the United States government for Dynamics.
For General Dynamics.
General Dynamics, yeah. And then he,
They're the company that just walked down on Burlington, right? The city of Burlington was dependent upon them for the tax base, and now where are they? They're over at the IBM plant.
They moved?
I think so, didn't they?
Well, they were right over off of Pine Street, Lakeside Avenue.
Yeah.
But the point
I might be wrong about that, but I thought there was something about their having moved. That's the tax base that the city depends upon.
Well, he comes in here and grandstands that he got the military contract, for that, another example is he comes in and sends the National Guard off. We need leaders that are going to do the right thing, not play the game, do the right thing. He also Norwich University. He gets they get grants for the Homeland Security stuff they're doing down there, and he comes in and touts that, I got the grants for this, and Bernie Sanders to me is a snake oil salesman. He's backing the military budget and justifying the Afghanistan war. I saw a recent letter written to Thomas Naylor from him. It's just I have no faith. They're completely sold out to the empire. So that's why